All right, testing 1, 2. Looks like we're going live here. And hopefully, looks like we're broadcasting. Hey, folks, welcome to the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast pre-show. And I'm going to make sure that we've got everything going here real quick. We're trying to get our special guest in, too. And we will go from there in just a minute, so please hang on. And we will see what we've got. This should be an interesting show, to say the least. All right, I'm going to reset this and make sure we're broadcasting. And we are. Good. I'll get the chat room up here. Yes, we are missing somebody. And hang on for 1 second. Matter of fact, I'm going to close the studio door. 1 second, and I'll explain all this wonderful stuff. Yes, you notice we got a little closer shot tonight, and it's me, myself, and we're trying to get Taz427. He's in the show notes right now. I can see him there, and I saw him in the chat room, and I'm going to send one more invite out to him. I know this works because we just did the show. There we go. Let me get this in. We'll see if we can get him invited in. And I don't know why it would not work. But anyways, welcome to the pre-show. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith. And yes, we are missing somebody tonight, at least in spirit. She is, or at least physically, her spirit's about 20 feet that way in the front room. Wife Amy is pretty tired. We had a family incident happen. Everybody's okay. Everything's fine. One of her parents had some very severe surgery done today, and she was up very early with them, and she's exhausted. All right. Yeah, and then we're trying to get Taz to get in for this, and for some reason, yes, I actually did things to Google to Windows 10 today, and it should be working okay. We're broadcasting. Let's see. Taz, go ahead and try that link. We're conversing. I can see what he has in the show notes, and I'm telling him through the message here. Taz, go ahead and use that link anyways. You should have a way of joining through that and see if that works. Because normally when I send him a thing from me, it's from the Geocaching Podcast is when we normally hook up for our hangout, and we're going to try having that work for us tonight through going through my HeadHardHat link, and that should actually be working, and I'm not quite sure why it is not. I'm going to see real quick. Amy's on her thing. I'm going to try inviting Amy real quick and see if that works, and see if it's actually what's going on here or if it's something else. So I'm going to try to do Amy here for a second and see if that works, and see if I can get her on at least for half a second, just to see if it works, and see if she actually can get in or not. But she's going to be on the sidelines. And we'll see if that works. So yeah, technical stuff as usual with the show and how that goes. So we'll see what happens. And we'll see that. Hang on for one quick sec as I scream without screaming at you guys. All right. Tell you what, I'm going to put this up on the screen, and I will be right back. Please stand by. Okay, folks, thanks for sticking by here. Hang on one second. It looks like for some reason this particular session is not working as expected. So what I'm going to do, don't go away. I'm going to go out for 2 seconds. I'm going to come back in and we'll restart the session. And unfortunately, that's just, I tried sending to Amy as well, and that is not working. So hang on just a sec. We'll be right back. All right, we're still testing here. It looks like it's still going. Sorry about that for the delay. I've got a technical difficulty where for some reason I can't send an invite. And this may have to go in there. So hang on 2 seconds. We'll see if we can get this thing going. And we will go from there. Nothing else should have changed right now. So I'm not quite sure exactly why this is not working. And let me try one more invite for Amy just to make sure. And we will see if that works. I may have to start a whole new session, which sucks, but unfortunately, that's how that goes. And that's part of the fun. All right, let me see if it went off for Amy. I will be right back. Okay, after 2 tries with that, that still hasn't worked. So what I'm going to have to do is retry a new session. Please hang on. I'm going to go complete out, reboot my system, and bring it back up, and hopefully that'll take care of it. I will be back in just a few minutes. Please hang on. We'll be right back. All right, let's see if this is working any better. And if not, we're just going to have to do the show solo tonight. That's how that's going to go. All right. And for some reason, invite for Google's not working tonight. All right, that's it. So I'm gonna run with that. Hopefully, let me double check in the other room, make sure that we're broadcasting, and we will jump into that some other way. I don't know why it's not. It's the one thing so far. Everything else seems to be working like it's supposed to be, and unfortunately, it is not tonight. So that makes it interesting. So we may have to do a show solo that goes on for it, which is a shame because I was really hoping for Chad to be able to get in. I'm going to send one more invite out and see if that works. And I have no idea why it would not. Shy of good old Windows 10 plaguing me with what needs to go out. All right. I will double check one more thing and then we'll actually start the show. So hang on one more minute. We'll be right back. All right. Wow. Thanks for putting up for all this, folks. All righty. There we go. That's that. This is this. All right. Amy is such a trooper. She's going to help me out. Chad, I have no idea why this suddenly decided to stop working. So unfortunately, the invites aren't working. We were going to have Taz 427 on, and hopefully he can help us out still in the chat room. We're going to have wife Amy over here doing what she normally does, only she's probably extremely tired for all the fun stuff that we had to go through with that. So yeah, that's just, thank you so much for putting up with this. All right, let me make sure this is working here, and we will be able to get on our way again. Only we're going to do it from here. All right. The one thing that did not work with all of this was to not have the invites work. It's like, really? So yeah. So wife Amy is back, and we will get some of this going here again and go from there. Wow. So if you're watching the video, in fact, where's my camera? That's the other thing about Windows 10. It's like, where's my stuff? My camera has not come up. It's interesting. So I don't know. I have no way of bringing my camera out here. It's like, oh, that's interesting. So hi.
So how's Windows 10 working for you? Just thought I'd ask.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah?
You know,
I got to turn myself down here.
It's the little things. Hey, folks.
Yeah.
All right. The band is back on, and we're tight knit here because I suddenly realized I have no control over my camera.
Really?
As far as backing it up.
Oh, and the hits just keep on coming.
So yeah,
we're kind of close.
We're like really close knit.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming over. Thank you, Chad, for volunteering to help. Okay, so I practiced everything else. I actually had a test hangout out, and let me see if I can bring up real quick here, because Logitech should have their part here, and Windows 10 has all these new camera controller. How's that? Let's see if this actually brings this so that I can actually do something with it. Just give me the thing. It's like, make me do something. So yeah, it's wow. Settings. I just want my little controller. Is that asking too much? So that's all part of the fun. So hey, folks, welcome. Windows 10, I actually tested everything. Now, the things that I tested were like, does the volume work going out? Does the video work coming in? Can I hear what's going, all the regular stuff. The two things I did not test was
the camera.
Setting out, the camera, I could have swore it popped up before. I don't know why I can't now. But the matter of fact, if I turn it off and back on, let me see if that actually brings it up. There's off, there's on, and normally that should bring up the little part that
it is not,
and it is not. So sorry about that. This has been one of those things. I thought I tested it enough to get things going, and apparently the couple of things that are not working in this particular session is being able to invite other people in, and now the camera control for everything, and that's just crazy. But yeah, it's the 10's interesting. Didn't take too much to get things going, and I'm like, life cam. Maybe I can bring that up. There it is. It's like, do I have to bring it up manually now? But then it doesn't realize.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to be a fan of that.
So I just tried to bring it up, and I'll see if it actually pops up. It's not exactly quickly. There. Could not find files folder. That's why it's not working. Because it's saying stuff's not working like it's supposed to. You know, Windows 10. Hey.
Yeah. So anyway.
So that's the fun that
we got to do our thing.
We got to do our thing, and we'll start it in just a couple minutes. So pretty much the whole pre-show is a wash. It's
it sounded like it.
It's like, Amy, did the invite come up? And it's like, no.
Yeah, and I'm in the chat room, and he's like, you're not even looking at it. I'm like, dude, it is right here. I got multiple windows open. Have you met me? Come on.
I'm like, really?
Chill.
Let there be chill.
Breathe.
I'm going to.
Because I'm going to have to give you a pill. Good Lord.
It's one of those things. And technical stuff. And like I said,
technical stuff drives you nuts. And I get it.
Just when you
Because Amanda and I were talking about that earlier.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, when everything started going downhill. I said, there's technical issues. She literally looked at me and said, oh, no.
Yeah.
I said, yes. I said, because you know how he likes that. She said, he does not like that.
No.
I said, no, he does not.
He does not like it. And so,
he does not.
So Windows 10, I started it like earlier this morning, and it took a lot longer than it's supposed to. And it's like, okay, I finally get it through, and I start testing everything. Games work. All the other stuff works. I had to upload my video drivers.
You chose the day of the show to do this.
I know. And actually, Colin.
For real?
Colin actually said when I started it. Because I've been so excited. I've been waiting so long for this to kick in.
You have not been excited. Every time I bring it up, it's, the apocalypse is coming.
It's only because it wasn't working. And so... the bright thing is at least I don't have both computers going at the same time on podcast day. This would have been a disaster if I did it yesterday. If I did it on Wednesday for the geocaching podcast, this would have been terrible
because it's going so well today.
And even then, it gives me less than a week to figure out how to get Google Plus Hangouts to work copaesthetically. And so, yes. So if you're wondering why we have, now, do we actually have in the Hangouts, there is a thing called Cameraman. And I want to see real quick if that, let's see, is just, that doesn't give me what I want. I was hoping things would show up in there. So, no, it's coming up to 8:30. I'm actually going to kick off.
Yeah. So, I mean, we need to, do something.
Do something
else. Yeah.
So I was really excited too, because Amy's been up since early this morning. Her father had surgery, and it's, we thought we'd give her a break. I was going to have Taz on. He's in the chat room, Taz 427, and we were going to give him a break, or her a break, and Taz and I was going to do the show and just.
I was going to do the chat room in the living room.
And she was going to do the chat room.
I had wrestling on. It was awesome.
Yes.
And then I kept hearing, Amy. I'm like, if I ignore it, it won't go. It'll go away.
It'll go away.
And I was like, I don't hear it. And so then he opened the door. I was like, crap, it didn't go away.
It's getting worse.
But yes. Yeah, we're still in pre-show. And I'm like, oh boy. So yeah, then it got worse. And here I am.
And then finally she just went,
I said, forget it. I'll come in there. I'll just come in there. And everybody's like, we need you. You need to come in here. I'm like,
and now we're like Amy and Andy, like right next to each other.
We're like, hey,
how's it going?
All in their face.
In your personal space.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I bet on the big screen we're looking really good.
Yeah, well, he can't get his Chromecast to work. I I'm like, really?
Wow.
All these technical difficulties.
I'm
I'm
telling
just having a
And
blur.
and I'm sure there's quite a few people. I don't know how many are on their way over to the block party, which is
probably
starting.
a lot.
That's been going on, started like yesterday or so. So yeah, lots of stuff. So thank you for putting up with this. I'll have everything straightened out hopefully by next week. If not,
We're gonna go back to the old version.
I can't. That's the thing. I'm just saying.
Then you need to get this fixed.
That's what I said. I thought it was working right. I had everything. It was like 4:00, and I said, okay, everything's working in and out. What could not work? And there you have it. So
You did it to yourself.
I did by
You
doing it
asked
today.
the question.
I did. I jinxed it.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? All right.
Google says, let me show you.
And I will show you in 6 different ways, even when you're not expecting it.
Yes.
All right. So
I don't have
anyways,
to worry about the mic because we're so close. They don't even see it.
we're gonna do something here. I'm not quite sure, but hey, thanks for putting up with the 30 minutes worth of grief there. And
I actually showed my mom part of the podcast today.
Did you really?
Yeah, part of one of the podcasts. She didn't even get through the pre-show.
Really?
Yeah. She's like, "Is this all y'all talk about?"
Really?
I said, yeah. She goes, "What are you looking at?" Because I was like this.
And
she goes, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm typing in the. There's a chat room in there too that I type on."
Right.
And I said, "That's my part."
Right.
Know? And she said, "So you don't talk?" I said, "Well, I do sometimes. I say my part and stuff. But."
Did you show her the pre-show or did you show her the?
Yeah, I showed her the pre-show, and then she started getting bored. So I had to.
Well, there you go.
So I had to fast forward to some of it because it was one of those that you were having technical stuff and you were talking techie, and she gets bored real quick. So I fast forwarded to that and to other stuff. And I said, "See, I'm talking there." She said, and it was something that I had no clue what I was even saying. I was just repeating what was on the show notes. And she goes, "I don't even understand that."
Wow.
I said,
your worst critic's your mother?
I said, "Well, I didn't really understand it either. If you look at my face." Yes. So.
All right. So you've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Was that today?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
No wonder you came home going.
Greg bought me Starbucks though.
All right. Good stuff. All right. It's past 8:30. I think it's time to let the fine people actually see some stuff here. Thanks for putting up with all the technical difficulties. And like I said, we'll try to have everything back in snuff next week. Thank you, Windows 10. Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google and Windows 10. My fault. All right. Let's move on to this and kick on. Yes. Let's do this thing. Well, hello, and welcome to what's left of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. I'm your host, Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and I'm here with the wonderful, the delightful, the DeWitty, the Trooper, wife Amy. And, this is what happens. I blame myself completely. I honestly thought if I started earlier enough in the day, Windows 10 said,
show day.
"Hey, let's do this."
And he said, "Okay."
And I went, "All right." And I clicked
Here,
the
little
button.
kid, have some candy.
Here's the button. Now, the kicker was the actual installation went smooth.
Yes. Now we're in. We're going to mess up everything you got.
Yes. Now, the cool thing was, because a lot of people had talked and said, okay, the first thing that really needs to be checked is the audio drivers and the video drivers to make sure that things are doing like it's supposed to.
Fair enough.
It automatically said, hey, We've got an update for your video drivers for Windows 10, and we have an update for your audio drivers for Windows 10. There you go. And I'm thinking, awesome. Smooth as silk. Did testing on a couple of things. I found a couple of browsers that did, or a couple of websites that did not have compatibility yet with Windows Edge, which is the new browser. And it's like, okay, I expect
Sounds like
that.
a razor.
Yeah, really. And it's like, okay, fine. So I start up, I actually do a fake Hangout, and I check to make sure that, sound's going out to the website or to the Hangout, sound's coming back from the Hangout. Everything's working great. It's like 4:00. I make dinner. I'm doing all this fun stuff and trying to make sure everything's hunky-dory. And it was swimming. Then we go to start the show. And I go to click invite for Google Hangouts on there.
And it says, no, I don't feel like it.
I don't feel like doing that today. And I'm like, what? Because we had, because originally Amy was not going to be on the show. The family had a thing. And so she was tired. She's been out all day with this. And I thought we'd give her a break. She'd just go work the chat room in the other room. And I would have Taz 427 on as our special guest for talking tonight. And of course, you can't send out invites. And I'm like, what's going on? Everything else works. That alone should have told me something. Everything else works. So I send out one to Amy. Nope, it's not working. I send one out to a bunch of them to Chad. Nothing's working. I'm like, great. So finally, the people in the chat room go to Amy and say, hey, he needs help. I mean, more than usual. And they have
Actually, I told him, I said, I'm probably just going to have to go in there in a minute.
Yes.
And they said, we need you. Whatever.
Please don't let us just listen to him all night.
I'm like, okay.
So she's the trooper. She's actually in here with her.
Well, somebody else who's listening, not only had their dad had surgery today.
Yeah.
But their child went off to college as well.
Oh, boy.
So, yes.
I'm sorry. So, yeah, that happens. So, yeah. So we couldn't send invites. We can't get Taz in here. Amy's now back in her co-pilot seat. And then I go to adjust the camera. Now, if you're watching the video.
And then that's missing.
And that's missing.
If you notice, we're a lot closer.
We're a lot closer than married people should be.
Oh, stop.
So
we're closer to you than we should be.
Right. So if we see more in your face,
because we are.
But it gives you more chance to pick out how many coins are behind us. I'm just saying.
Ooh, excellent.
Yeah. Yes. So we'll do that. And I'll even
look at you.
Move my head over a little. So
yeah, the only thing I'm covering is path tags, really.
So anyways, the pre-show's a bust. There's nothing out of the pre-show tonight because it took that much.
Don't even bother.
Don't even bother, and we'll go from there. So anyways, I'm so glad she's here, and we got somebody to bounce off of when we're talking. But we do have a good show for you, believe it or not. There's a lot of good information, and hopefully,
and as usual, I have no idea what it is,
and not a clue with this. I don't think she's ever seen it. So she goes, oh, "I did not know you could do that." That's what it's going to be like tonight.
Is. Can I move this? Did you move this?
No, I did not.
This is weird. Seems off.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Anyway, so here we are. Let's get this party started. Jeez, oh, Pete.
So what's that about you? Glad I'm here?
I am very glad you're here.
Uh-huh.
It is August 13th, 2015. The next hour or so, co-host
flip a coin.
The HeadHardHatress and I can bring you some interesting information and tidbits about the game, the sport, yes, the obsession known as geocaching. So yeah, we hopefully with the way things are going, I don't know with her father having surgery and all, how we're going to be able to get out this weekend or not. But I'd like to get at least some of the souvenirs under our belt this weekend so we can try to get caught up. So it's been crazy. That's just how it is. I'm checking out stuff that's in the chat room. Just good stuff. All right, let's move on. And you can say, hey, you know what? if you really want to hook up with us, and we've got a lot of people that love, for some funny reason, love watching and listening to us, even when we have train wrecks like tonight with technical difficulties. You say to yourself, how do we hook up with these two nutcases? Because it's a lot of fun, and they seem like they're a lot of fun to hang around with. Well, it's really simple. All you have to do to watch the feed and join us in our chat room live by going to www.geosnippits.com on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have our social media sites up in the upper right-hand corner of geosnippits.com or geosnippitsreboot.com, where you can get hooked into us through Facebook, Google+, you name it, we got it. The other one that you really want to do, if you're into Periscope, which is that new video clipping utility that they have for phones. Basically what happens is if you have a Twitter account with Periscope, you can hook up to other people, and when they broadcast, and usually sometimes it's just for a couple minutes, you really don't, it's not high resolution, it's pretty low.
No, it's just a quickie video kind of thing.
But if you already have us in Twitter, go to Periscope if you want to check it out, and hook in and follow us on Periscope. And every once in a while we put things out, and I'd like to have it. We've already seen like Colin French over in the UK Geocaching Podcast, and a bunch of other people are doing these little things where they're out geocaching and doing a quick little Periscope session.
We were talking about Periscope earlier.
Were you?
In the chat room.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a real cool thing. So if you've got Twitter, if you're not getting a Twitter account, find HeadHardHat at gmail.com and get us into your Twitter account. And then that way, just hook up to us and follow us on Periscope. And every time we go and do a session, we should have did this. It would have been like watching the Keystone Cops just before the show started. So you get to see some interesting stuff, and sometimes it's only a couple minutes long. But I've seen I
have seen Periscopes like 45 minutes long, and I'm like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah. But Colin went out geocaching and showed a couple of things, and then just it's a fun thing to watch. So hook into that. It's just another one of the social media things to watch other people do stuff, and we like doing that as well. Finally, we have our voicemail line where you can call in your comments, your questions, and suggestions by calling 919-341-9519, or you don't even have to worry about that. Just to go to geosnippits.com, and on the right side of the web page, click onto our Send Voicemail tab, and you'll be able to go into that and send a message to us through your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, and your computer with a mic, and you get up to 3 minutes to tell us anything you'd like. Viewer feedback, things you like about the show, don't like about the show, stuff that you'd like to talk about, stuff that you've accomplished, milestones, things like that. Just send them in to us, and we would be glad to put that on the show as well. It's really cool. It's easy, and the best thing is it's free. I
should call in.
I think you should.
Every time we ask for feedback, these guys always come through.
Yeah, we love them.
I know. There's an ant on our screen.
We can ignore it at the moment. Where is it?
On the non-Windows 10 screen. Well, it was. Now it crawled off. Anyway. Squirrel.
I already wrote off the night, so I don't even care right now.
See, he's so glad I came in.
I am. And we're so close.
So close. Anyway, our ant friend will come back, I'm sure.
Yes.
It says, hey guys, I wanted to tell you something about something we are going to try this Saturday. That he just actually mentioned. We are hosting an HTML workshop event, and we are going to broadcast it live on Periscope. I don't know how well it's going to work, but I guess we'll see. If you want to tune in, it will be at 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Memphis Mafia.
Speaking of Periscope.
Yes.
So make sure you get Memphis Mafia on your Twitter.
Yes.
And then go to Periscope and then follow them.
Yes.
And be able to see a HTML workshop. And Memphis, just so you know, the resolution's not the greatest.
Nice save.
Slur.
Nice save.
It is not the greatest, and the stronger the Wi-Fi, the better. But if you've got anything resembling hotel quality Wi-Fi, it's not going to send clear. So don't think you're going to be able to show screenshots with Periscope. Just saying. So anyway, yeah, check it out. 8:30 Mountain Time for Memphis Mafia doing an HTML workshop on Saturday. Good stuff. All right. Like we said earlier in the 2 seconds we did of the pre-show, we've got a contest going on right now. It started last week, and we have a drawing that we're going to go until August 27th, which will be in a few weeks. Amy came up with the folks in the chat room about a contest dealing with all the geocoins that are behind us. And the idea is this. You get a entry and you send it to gsreboot@gmail.com. In the subject line, you put Amy's Geocoin Contest. 1 entry per person, please. And you're going to include your geocaching alias, your name, your address, and you're going to include your geocoin guess of all the geocoins that are in the cases behind us. So take a good gander since you kind of have a close-up. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I'm going to take a couple of pictures of the geocoins cases from different angles. We're not making this hard. We're not making this hard, all right? We're going to take a couple of pictures, and you're going to, I'm going to hide them somewhere on the GeoSnippits website. Cool. And if you find them and click on them, you will be able to get a better estimate of the number of geocoins that are out there. Now, we're also including these up here. Right. If I can go the right direction. All of these except for the name tags. Some of those are geocoins and some are not. That's a name tag. Right. All of that is a coin. Yes. That is a plate. Yes. That's a coin. Name tag. Name tag, coin, yes, yeah, etc., etc., etc. So if you are even close to guessing right on this, you're in the drawing. I'm just saying. All right, we're having this for fun for people to win a undisclosed prize for this coin guess. We'll divide. We'll tell what the prize is once we figure it out. Divulge. I mean, yes, thank you for that. We will divulge the prize. We won't defile it. No. Yeah, that's not right. That's wrong. Just wrong. So we will divulge. Very odd and weird. Yes, we will divulge the said prize in the next couple of weeks. Once he figures out what it is. When I think it is. So anyway, we'll pick out something really, really nice. We'll have it is, and let you know, you got a real good shot, even if you're not even dead on with the count. All right, get it close as you can. All right, because we're so picky. We're gonna have a range to get you in the drawing. Because, I mean, if you were at Woodstock and somebody said, am I close? Why, yes, you are. Sure. Here, have a prize. They just give stuff away because it showed up. So anyways, get your guesses in. Get your guesses in before the 26th. And we will include you in the drawing if you're close. Like horseshoes and hand grenades, all right? So we'll get you guys in, and we'll have a prize giveaway on the 27th. All right, moving on. And none have been added. And none have been added. They're the same that you have in there. Just I won't let him add any. Get a wrong guesstimate, and we'll go from there. Let's see, our GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast Geocaching Poll of the Week. This one was easy, real easy. And it was very simple. Do you prefer trading geocoins or path tags? All right. And let me just say, yes, I don't trade my coins. Okay. And actually, that is something me and Beverly have talked about that. Okay. This is something that we have brought up in other reasons. And actually, the results are different than I would have happened if this was like 6 years ago. All right. So lowest to highest, Miss Amy. 6% trade other more. Okay. And they're going to tell about that in the comments. 35% is trade geocoins more, and 58% is path tags. Okay, so path tags at 58, geocoins at 35, 6 with other. We do have some viewer insights on this, so we'll just read some of this off. All right. Gary says, I prefer to trade path tags because path tags are much more affordable than geocoins. They are limited to size, shape, always have a hole, and not trackable per se, but they can express your signature quite well as swag and are fun to trade for others' path tags.
An added feature is you can support many organizations and or geocaching events through the givebacks, which with your selection donates 10 cents for each path tag ordered.
Mhm.
My personal giveback favorite is Arizona Trail Association.
Very cool.
I think that's an excellent point.
What's that?
A couple of points actually. The givebacks,
Mhm.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
What an awesome the awesome point for him to make, that you can actually support others with your hobby.
Very cool.
And also with the swag, and it can be you.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a signature item,
but it's
Yes, it's very much a signature item. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Brian writes, neither. I buy a geocoin or win it from a podcast. Hint, hint, wink, wink. It's for my collection. Do you see what we have behind us? If I ever get a path tag, I'll trade those, but I can't afford the initial investment at this time, which happens.
That's a good, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's path tag investment is not nearly what it is for geocoins. I mean, geocoins, you're talking heavy change putting down for getting them made. Path tags, not as much, but even then, it's a burden if you don't got the money for it. Believe me, we know this. So that's what happens for it. And let's see, Lewis put path tags for the same reason that Gary Lee states. Same thing, they get their geocoins, they put them into their into their collections, and they go from there. And I'll tell you what, it is a whole lot easier lugging around 40 different path tag types than it is 40 different geocoin types.
Oh my gosh, they're so much lighter. Brent says, I am really not into the path tags.
Okay.
I have a few I have found in caches, been given at events. I think they're cool and a cool idea. If the upfront costs weren't so high, I would probably get some of my own made.
Okay.
Geocoins, I don't trade. I buy to keep in my collection. I will print out a proxy to send out and be discovered. It's more of a record of where I have been and accomplished. Since I will pick them up at events or buy them when I achieve a goal caching.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point. If you only buy coins that are milestones
mm-hmm.
or at special places, then you're
going to keep them.
Yeah, exactly. I keep mine because they're all special to me for one reason or another.
Yes.
Whether people give them to me, I buy them for a particular reason, or people buy them and give them to me.
Yeah. And I'll do a definite plug. I mean, a lot of our sponsors, all of our sponsors make geocoins that we have. Our three
mm-hmm.
main sponsors all make geocoins.
Mm-hmm.
I will do this. GX Proxy has by far the most unique and best quality
mm-hmm.
proxies to send out with the geocoins.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's, and nothing against our other sponsors. We love you all. You know this. But GX Proxy has laser etched geocoin proxies that feel like an actual geocoin. So when you put it out there, it has the weight and the creds to be an actual geocoin, to represent the geocoin that you keep in your collection. Because honestly, we know this. Once geocoins go out, they don't have a long lifestyle before they get lost. So, proxies are definitely a great way to go for something like that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And that's why they make them. And I personally will never send out one of my geocoins.
I've done in the past. They're all gone. I mean, it's
right. And you just, I just don't.
It's a lot of investment to just have throw out. Yeah.
Right.
Other people do. It's part of the game.
And if I did trade a geocoin, one of two things has happened.
Uh-huh.
I have either bumped my head on something really hard or
you really want the other one.
Or I really, really want the other one.
Well, that's like my Monopoly geocoin.
Yes.
I waited for 6 years until one came up, and I traded a couple of good ones for that. So yeah, that's how it goes. All right, good stuff. Let's move on. Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by cash-advance.com for all your geocaching needs. Cash-advance.com, go find it.
And also by coinsandpins.com, the best place to get custom coins, geocoins, lapel pins, and patches made. Go through our GeoSnippits links and use the promo code HeadHardHat for a 10% discount. And FYI for our listeners, you can sign up for their newsletter to get notified of when new coins and patches are available for sale. We're also very thankful to all of our sponsors. And if you want to see more of their products, please be sure to go to our GeoSnippits websites and simply click on their logos. Not only do you get great deals, but it helps our program as well.
Absolutely. Moving on. Yeehaw! Yip, yip, yip. Help with puzzle geocaches, going over the Geocache Calculator. GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast, episode number 124. Now, if you are into puzzle geocaches, and a lot of people are, especially from a lot of our friends that are overseas in Europe, I would say, comparatively speaking, if you talk to somebody from Germany, there are absolute puzzle mystery cache maniacs over there compared to the number of people that are in the United States. I mean, there are definite sections around the planet where people are much more into puzzle caches than others, which is awesome. Doesn't mean, though, that in these other spots that geocachers don't love doing a good puzzle cache every now and then. Mm-hmm. Now, I, like Scott Burks, which we have talked many times, Scott has found probably several thousand puzzle caches. He has solved 3. Okay, so like also myself, who needs huge amount of help with puzzle caches, but I love solving what I can out of puzzle caches. Mm-hmm. I enjoy them.
Yeah, we were with another couple, the 2 Alexanders, and at a restaurant, literally had the paper out and were solving a puzzle between the 4 of us.
Yep, and that's fun. Yeah. That's a lot of fun. It's neat. Math is not my forte.
Oh, mine either.
In any way, shape, or form. So if I know that I am going out where there is going to be algebraic type equations, there are going to be algorithms, there are going to be different mathematical calculations, I usually go out with the school teacher to go and say, can you please do this? So that while we're out there geocaching, you can solve this part because I can't. Not
Please
doing
excuse our dog.
Yes, our dog is obviously saving us from somebody.
A leaf,
a cow,
something,
a spare thing. Anyways,
I hope it's the UPS guy.
I couldn't at 9 o'clock at night.
Oh, well, that's true too. I don't
Probably
know.
Worse. It's one of my daughter's boyfriends. Just saying. All right. So anyways, there is this one Taz is out there going, math rocks.
I'm going to send you our puzzle caches if we do it.
That's why I wanted to have Taz on tonight, because he's done so many different puzzles out there, and hopefully he can give us some feedback while we're talking through the discussion.
He's got
tonight.
the chat room now.
He is in the chat room, and we are going to go with this. So one of the things on the Android phone that you can get, and I'm going to actually bring this up on the screen if it actually does what it's supposed to.
Oh, who knows?
Oh, who knows? This is GCC, and we will give the link. It's a very short one. It's out of Germany that you can bring this particular site up. If you go to the Google, or I should say the Android store, you can go through and just put in Geocache Calculator. And you will get to this page where you can download it for the Android phone. Unfortunately, it does not work on iOS.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah. But this is an incredibly useful tool that if you do any type of puzzle caches, this is the one that you want to have there. And I'm going to kill my dog in a second if she doesn't start barking.
Would you like me to go out
there?
there?
No, she's fine. So anyways.
I can get her to stop barking.
No, that's fine. We can't endorse animal abuse.
Don't abuse her.
I'm kidding.
Whatever.
All right. So this is what it boasts. The Geocache Calculator is a comprehensive tool for every active cacher. It contains different functions to calculate values and checksums, as well as tables and overviews for supporting your outdoor geocaching search. A tool in which no geocacher should miss. And this, like I said, you can download for free off of the App Store for Android. And this thing's got just tons and tons of stuff. And we're just going to show you a couple of screenshots here so that you can see what it is. And again, the link will be in our show notes. Just go to episode 124 on the GeoSnippits Reboot .com website tonight. And after this is published, and we'll have all the information in our show notes. So anyways, the cool thing about this, and I'm going to bring up the screenshot for one of them, and I'll make sure that this, we'll see if this actually comes up the way this is coming up, and I don't know if it is or not. So if you can see this, it literally has the front page, and it literally has dozens and dozens of different toolkits is the best way that I can put it. Each of these are
got ASCII and alphanumeric and base
and Caesar cipher,
colors, coordinates.
There are tons.
Formula
and tons
solver.
Yeah.
GC base 31.
Yeah. Even ROT 13. Go figure.
Yeah. Well.
And it's just got tons and tons and tons of these different possible things that you can go through. Now,
yeah,
Chaz, while you're doing this, Chaz, I keep saying Chaz.
I did the same thing.
It's a combination of both. Chaz, while you're going through some of this, and I'm going to bring this up for a second so we come back to the main screen. If you've got some example, Chaz, that you have where you've been out geocaching, what are some of the programs that you use that you've come across that actually come through? And we're going to talk about a couple, and Amy will keep an eye in the chat room for this while they're doing that, and then that way we can go over some of it. But I'm just going to show just for the people, that's just some of the different ones that you can go through and you can go on to. So let's bring up, just for giggles and kicks, and like I said, you can just roll this thing. It just scrolls with all the different functions. What is the name of the...
He knows I don't know the answer to this.
What is the name of the cipher? This is pretty easy. That when you look at hint and it's all garbled, what is the name of the cipher that is used for to figure that out?
I don't know the name of it, but is it the ROT 13?
There you go. Good.
Okay.
Congratulations. That's awesome. Now this is really
the only one I know.
You did very well. It's one of our quiz questions, so that's pretty cool. So on here, there are, and I did not know this. Now we have ROT 13 is the one that we use for this. And the way ROT 13 works in a cipher is very simple. You have how many letters in the alphabet?
26.
Okay. What's half of 26?
13.
All right. So the first 13 letters you put in a row right next to each other. Directly below that, you put the last 13 letters underneath it. And you're going to have A, and then you're going to have a letter underneath it. You're going to have B, and you're going to have a letter underneath it. And they go, that goes back and forth with that. And Taz actually just came back, and some of the ones that he actually uses out of this, and we'll take a look at them, is coordinates, projections, which is awesome, and triangulations. So that's some of the ones that you will get.
Like that.
And Caesar cipher is also another one that goes into that. We won't go into the nitty gritty because, quite frankly, I start looking at the algorithms, I start glassing over. People who love math love this stuff. People who do not know math need this. They need to use the geocache calculator to figure this stuff out because it's part of puzzle making. So anyways, we're going to just show something.
I don't want to make puzzles.
But that's you. There's a lot of people that do.
I've used Morse code in the field.
Morse code's awesome too.
Yeah.
Also in this.
I actually used to know some on Morse code. But
you actually can do this. And it'll even tell you ... dash,
I
dash,
do like
dash.
Morse code.
So that's pretty cool. So anyways, for Rot 13, just for another part, just to blow your mind, and I haven't even looked at them yet, how they even work. Not only is there Rot 13, this has Rot 5. This has Rot 18
and 47
and Rot 47.
How did they do that when there's only 26 letters in the alphabet?
I'm thinking some of them might be alphanumeric characters, some might be just numerics, that kind of thing.
All right.
So there's different stuff. I gotta go look.
I don't know.
There's so much stuff in here, the subcategories of different ciphers that you can go through. The point is, it's a great way to work. So we're just gonna do one here, and I'm gonna let Amy put something in here. And I'm going to put, this is for Rot 13. There's an input text field that you type in. Just type in a couple word phrase just to show what that's on there. And as she's typing this in, that's one of the cool things that you'll do with this. You're able to do this in the field while you're out checking out a puzzle cache. This is so cool. So she goes in, she puts it in, and directly underneath, she's got, can you see this? Amy is the best. And then directly underneath that is the Rot 13 equivalent of that, which is like NZL space VF space GUR space ORFG. So if you're going through and trying to figure this out, you can have either way. So you can literally have your Rot 13 where if it says, like in the hint, and it's got those scrambled words that are in there, all you got to do is put it in and it'll print out the equivalent of it automatically right there while you're in the field. That is so cool.
Or you can just click the little decode now.
Yeah, decode now and just, well, that's that part of it. But I'm just saying, if in a very, very simple example.
Yes.
This is a great way to do this.
Yep, that is good. I do like that. Absolutely.
Now, the other part, let's just do for fun, because they're doing it in the chat room for Morse code. Now, I've never actually played with it.
Let me do it.
Okay, let me bring it up here.
While you do something.
And I will do that part of it. Here's Morse code.
I'm afraid to type his in.
So it's got, it actually has a translator and a code overview for a table, so you could actually look. And she's going to input into her message.
Yeah, so if you type something bad, hang on to your board.
And it's cool. But these are awesome for puzzle caches. This is great ways to be able to take, and the main thing that you want to do is what? You want people to figure out their coordinates for being able to do that. So wouldn't it be cool just to do things in Morse code where you're answering a question and it gives you the answer, and that's one of your coordinates. And say you give them the actual coordinates for 5 of the total, and you have to fill out the rest in Morse code. You make little sayings and you do it in Morse code, and they've got to figure it out to actually go through and figure out the puzzle that way. This is an awesome way to do that. Or if you're the finder, to be able to have, I mean, how many times are you able to simply put in a phrase exactly the way that it's placed and be able to have it translate Morse code into into English or whatever language that you prefer for this to work? Are you writing the novel? And then she's typing it in while we're doing this. So there are tons and tons and tons of different ways that you can use these ciphers. There are algebraic equations and algorithms that you can go to the nth degree with, where you can literally put in mathematical formulas and have it come out with different answers that you can also have figure out for your calculations. This is why I used to go out with a math teacher that was able, that knew the higher end algebra or any of the other mathematical, if anything from geography to, or not geography, but geometry and all the other ones I'm blanking out here. And but it's great for people to go through, and you can actually put formula-based answers in here. I know we are in the circle here in the RTP area of North Carolina, and there are college professors that are into geocaching, and they have their students find geocaches to pass some of their tests by putting in algebraic equations and having them figure out those puzzle caches. What are you doing? I'm trying to go through. Oh, she's trying to figure out what they've got in Morse code on Memphis Mafia, and she's trying to put it in here. Okay, so this could take a while.
Yeah, and I am clearly not doing it right because what I'm typing in is all
right. So what happened is Memphis Mafia has in the chat room some dot dash dot 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 dash dot dot dash dot dot, and she's trying to figure it out this way, and she's actually trying to put in the separation of the words. It's like, all right, well, and it is not going well. So obviously some practice needs to happen for this to work correctly. And the easier part would have been if she just put a thing in and gone that way.
Put a what thing in?
A phrase and have it figure it out.
I don't know what he said.
I know. I'm talking about you putting in a phrase and having it come out so it would be an easy example.
I know, but this is more fun.
So she's going to do that and go through that. Another thing that is very popular, people say all the time about how do I figure out projection? And if I actually had my phone right now, I'd be able to bring that part up. But
I know what it's supposed to say. But that's what came out.
All right. What she got was we at S more code. Good try. That was a good try.
See, it's supposed to say what is Morse code.
Yes.
Yeah, and I know
what
that.
What is more code is the output she got from that. So Memphis will have to tell you if that's close with 7 E's. We eat S-E-E-S more code. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, you can do Morse code to text. You can do text to Morse code. Wow. I'm just saying lots and lots of stuff. Projection is a cool thing in here as well. Gosh. I mean, you can have tons of fun. A lot of stuff in here I like playing just to go through and see what the heck it does. I mean, there's stuff in here that deals with coordinates. There's stuff that deals with colors. You can pick a particular color and it'll give you a set of numbers that you can pull off with that. Cool. And use that in your equations for your puzzle caches. The projection's a lot of fun. You sit there and go, what are the 3 main things that you need to have for projection if you're going to project coordinates?
A screen.
Besides that, what are the 3 things that you need?
Projector.
No, when you're going to project coordinates.
I don't know.
Okay, so you need distance. You need the coordinates that you're going to start.
Well, duh.
All right.
I thought that was assumed.
You're going to need to know a direction on the compass of which way you want to go.
All right.
And a distance.
All right.
Those are the 3 things. If you got that. I just need
you, so.
If you've got that, you can go through and project where the next set of coordinates is based on that information. This does that.
Or I have a phone and I call you. Oh, yeah, Dana, that's too long. I can't do that right
now. Yeah, there's so much stuff in here. And then there's all the goofy stuff in here. There's a cipher in here called Dead Fish. And who thinks he's up? I have no idea, but there are
somebody who hangs out on a Friday night with their friends.
I'm telling you. Then Caesar is awesome, where you can go through and basically what happens is
You're rubbing on my chair.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Squirrel.
I have no idea what I'm going to go with that. Basically, what happens is you have a phrase, and then there is a subword that's used as a key that you can break the cipher using that. I have up behind me in one of the cases is I've got a pocket decoder watch that is actually a geocoin. Wink, wink. It's one of them in there. Mm-hmm. And anyways, you can go through and it's got a circle on there with outer numbers and inner numbers and letters. And you can go through and actually use that like the old decoder rings and do that. This has that kind of functionality with it. And there's just so many different ciphers and so many different ways to do this stuff that, I mean, I'm dying to just sit there. One of them caught my mind, and it was called something like SpongeBob something. I mean, there's just tons of stuff. You can take wind chills. It'll take your temperatures of all your different stuff and automatically convert your wind chills. It has stuff on here about phone, where you can use the text phone keys. Now, you remember that? That is going to be a dying art when it comes to that. Remember the old dial phones?
Yes, I do.
You remember the letters that were on the dial phones?
Yes, I do.
You can take your letters and create codes with that for numbers.
Oh, that'll mess up every teenager within
they wouldn't know what it is.
A million miles.
They've got no way of knowing what it looks like with that. So, I mean, that's in here. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do and use all the time, and it is awesome. Taz, I can't use that word.
Yeah, I've already told him we can't talk about that one.
Yeah, there's a very interesting one called Brain Something Cipher, and it's made for adults. Yeah, I'm just saying we can't say that on this one. But yeah, there's just tons and tons of stuff on here. There's tables. There's prime numbers. There's pi. What's pi do?
Tastes good.
Get the value of one specific position after a decimal point. So you can sit there and say, what is the 24th digit after the decimal point of pi? And that could be your number. This does this. And you can see all the things that you could do for puzzle caches that would drive people insane trying to figure out how to do this. So, yeah, just tons and tons of stuff. It's got Pig Latin, for crying out loud. Input your words. We're going to try this. We're going to encrypt Pig Latin, and we are going to put something like happy. And we
happy hay.
And we will calculate it, and it is happy hay.
I knew that.
You were good.
I know about Pig Latin.
It has a Pig Latin encoder.
Happy hay.
That is so cool. So give me a word. A nice word.
Now, why you got to go there?
You know, too bad this doesn't do the because I would put in supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Nummy. All right. We will put in nummy.
Nay.
And it is nay. You are a Pig Latin expert.
I am knowing my Pig Latin.
Wow. And it's a shame I can't do the talk stuff so that it would automatically put a word in for me that I know I can't spell. So yeah, I mean, come on. This is you start looking at this stuff, and next thing you know, it's like Pig Latin, really? I mean, geez. There is just so many different things. Wind chill factors, just tons and tons of stuff that this thing would be awesome to be used. Letter number transfers.
My mom would like the Pig Latin one.
Full formulas, DNA. I mean, come on. ASCII. I remember ASCII from my Unix days. So, yeah, just tons of astronomy. Really? It tells you about the sun, moon, rise, and set. This is cool. All right, this is something I never even would have thought of. Some of the things for under astronomy: sun, moon, rise, and set. Date of Easter Sunday for a particular year. Years of Easter dates. So you get the years with a special Easter date. The different dates of a season of a year. And then the shadow calculator. Now, this is interesting. Calculate shadow length with direction for a certain time. So that you can tell what direction and how late it is in the day by how long the shadow is. This is cool.
Speaking of time.
We're running out of it. So, anyways, we will have a link with all this cool stuff that you can waste all that time just playing with this, let alone putting it to use in geocaching puzzles. We'll have a link in our show notes on GeoSnippitsReboot.com. Look for episode 124. And I would sit there and play for I'm just a Pig Latin alone. I want to put some stuff in there.
I'm going to play with the Pig Latin later. That's hilarious.
Awesome stuff. Holy scow. Holy scow. And it may even teach you how to enunciate. Once you learn how to do that.
Doubt it. Not with the Pig Latin.
You can only do so much. So yeah, cool stuff. Play with it. Figure it out. Learn how you can adapt and use it and put that puppy to use because holy cow, that is so great. Hope you enjoyed this. Check it out. We'll leave the link in the show note on how you can go get it. Let's move on.
Your support helps keep all of the GeoSnippits Reboot shows running along. Please consider making a PayPal donation through the link on our website to support our efforts and your ongoing entertainment. From all of us at GeoSnippits, we thank you.
Absolutely. And if you have not considered it, please do so. We are starting to get towards the latter half of the year. This is when all the big bills come in. And if you are not a contributing member to the Patreon or through PayPal, we've got both. Please consider going to geosnippets.com on the right side of the screen and click on our Patreon link or our PayPal link, either way, and give us money. It's as simple as that. We need monies to keep the show going, and the big bills come towards the end of the year. And literally, you guys help keep the lights on, help keep us going. And we promise we try not to do these technical difficulties on purpose. We really try to give you a decent quality show that you can have a lot of fun, have the kids watch, and just for the whole family have a great time learning about geocaching and keeping up with the Smiths. I'm just saying.
Which isn't real hard.
Which is not hard. I'm just, not to it. So anyways, if you're already a patron and you have stopped at a certain amount, and you said, we'll let them do it for so many weeks and then do that. If you'd consider turning that on for a while, we'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new and you want to become a patron, thank you. And if you're already a patron and giving us money or have given us money, thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it. All the money that we get goes to the show, and it's just what keeps us going. And that's all there is to it. You literally help keep us going. So thank you so much. Consider becoming a patron. We've got PayPal as well. Matter of fact, Patron even takes PayPal. So go for it. Whatever way that you feel is way to go. $1 or $2 a week or however you'd like to give, depending on how long you give, dictates the different type of rewards that you can get. Check it all out on our Patreon page. And you can go to geosnippets.com and check that out as well. Thank you ever so much. Moving on. All right. It is time for the GeoSnippits Geocaching Cash Dash. Let me explain what this is. We have some of the best companies in the geocaching world, and they want you fine folks to know, quite frankly, what type of stuff that they provide as a business. So what they do is they send us these little goodie packages, which, by the way, we always can use more. And we go and we take some of the items out of there and we turn them into prizes that we give away each and every week. And we always have quality stuff going out because that's what's given to us. And that's what makes the GeoSnippits Cash Dash so much fun. All right. Last week, and we do this every week, last week for episode 123, Miss Amy, what was the prize?
The prize was
I think you should speak all of it in Piglet.
See, now I can't.
See, now her brain just went.
Yeah, it sure did.
Let me show you.
CashAdvance.com, the blue dragonfly geocoin.
This
really
is gorgeous.
Pretty.
It's a very pretty coin, and this is really nice, beautiful dragonfly. And this is going to go to some lucky winner tonight. What was the question?
What is the company that originally created the Bison tube, or its actual name known as the Bison capsule? And the answer is the company that originated this tube was called Bison Designs.
Absolutely. It was kind of funny because I got a lot of remarks back from people. What do you do when you go try to figure out something that you don't know? You
Google it.
You Google it. Well, a lot of people went out there.
Or Bing it.
Or whatever. But and as much as Google does to me, I don't know why I promote them. But anyways, you're welcome, Dave.
We Bing it now.
If you got Windows 10, you Bing it. I'm just saying. I actually wrote an article several years ago that I was curious what caused what created the origins of the Bison tube. and actually found out about Bison Designs, called them up and talked to, I think it's Pixie was the name of the person that I talked
As
to.
in sticks?
No, as in Pixie, as in flying.
Oh, okay.
Right, not Trixie, Pixie.
Okay.
And went through, and she gave the whole history of what the Bison tube and how it was created. And I found out that later on, somebody found out that this would make a really good geocache, started buying a lot of them, and then other geocachers found out about it, and then they started buying from it, and now geocaching is one of their big exports when making Bison tubes. Want to know who it was that started this whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Found out when they were sitting right here in this studio. Lisa from Cache Advance.
Really?
They were one of the original people that approached Bison Designs and said, hey, we want to buy some of these from you. How many can you make?
Huh.
And that's where it started. I never knew. I didn't find out until they came in and were in the office here talking with us about Bison
Interesting.
tubes. They are into everything. They are wonderful. So yes, you can thank Lisa for being one of the people that started bringing up in Bison tubes being part of geocaching.
Yeah.
Go figure. Go figure. More coffee, please. All right.
I will leave that one alone.
All right. I appreciate it. So what we are going to do before I get into trouble. That's the beauty about having us this close. You can really see me turn red.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is have wife Amy, before she actually gets me more in trouble, is she's going to flip her magic geocoin.
Before I sweat to death.
I have here a random number generator between the number 1 and the total number of all the emails that we received for last week's show. And I'm going to go through and show you here is all the correct answers that we have for that show. And wife Amy, if you would be so kind to tell us if it's going to be heads or tails.
Tails.
All right. So what happens is the number that comes into here, since it's tails, we're going to count from the bottom of the list up that number. And that's going to help us choose what the correct word is. And I'm going to pick this right here because it was actually the opposite of the total amount. So that was pretty easy for me on this one. All right. Our winner is, and I'm going to let you spell this. It is Adam. And I'll spell the last name. Schoenwald. So Adam Schoenwald. Congratulations. You're the winner of that beautiful coin from cache-advance.com. Congratulations. It's a beauty. Adam, do us a favor. If you would, please send us your address by sending it to gsreboot@gmail.com. Wow. It's been one of those shows. Send us your address, send it to gsreboot@gmail.com, and we will get that coin out to you as quick as we possibly can. Again, congratulations to Adam Schoenwald. That is
They
awesome.
wanted to know if the number was Orphe.
No, it was not Orphe. That has a whole backstory. We'll talk about that next week. So you might be saying to yourself, hey, I want to be eligible for one of these prizes. You give them away. Let me get this straight every week. And we do. So what we are going to do is have you, if you want to get into this, all you have to do is this. 1, send a correct answer of us to gsreboot@gmail.com. I'm going to put a slightly incorrect bottom third up here, but you'll be able to get that. That's not the right number. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this just to make it right. And then that way it will be there. And I will put the correct one up. There we go. Now it is correct. Okay.
Yay.
So send your answers to gsreboot@gmail.com. Subject line Q1, episode 124, which is this week's episode. So it's gsreboot@gmail.com. Subject Q1 for question 1, episode 124 for this week. Get your correct answers in by August 19, 2015 at 12 noon. And all correct answers will be put into a drawing just like you just saw. Some weeks for the people in the live chat room, we will have a secondary prize. Sorry, not tonight. And there was a reason why I didn't do it tonight. And the main one is everybody's heading over for a block party. So what I'm going to do is next week, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to beat that little birdie before it even tells you. Next week, we give it away at least once a week to the live audience that we have for our show. When they watch us tape this live, if you come to geosnippits.com, come visit us, join us in the chat room. We will do next week. We will give away a prize, and it will be a good one for some lucky winner in the live audience. It's going to be great. So we will do that next week. I will tell you that right now. But for the people that want to win for the question for this week, Miss Amy, what is the prize?
From gxproxy.com, it is the, oh my gosh.
Yes, it is.
Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. The Conquer the Minotaur Geocoin, red copper. That is a gorgeous coin.
Gorgeous. The Minotaur is raised. You can see in the video, I think, a little bit here. It's raised up at least, I would say, it's a bit. It's not just like a little raised. It's raised a lot. The Minotaur is in copper. It's got a beautiful red enamel background to it. Behind the coin is a symbolic cow with a bunch of other symbols and stuff. This is obviously a Chris Mackey. I mean, this is gorgeous, gorgeous work. And this is a coin. It has got some heft to it. This is beautiful. Thank you from GX Proxy for donating these as prizes. We give them away. We've given one of the set of 4 away about a month ago, a little longer, and we are doing the next one right now. This is a fantastic prize. This is one you're going to want to go for, folks. So listen to the question for episode 124.
All right. The question is, what year was selective availability turned off, making GPS satellites usable for the general public?
All right. One more time.
What year was selective availability turned off, making GPS satellites usable for the general public?
Next week, folks. Get your answers in. gsreboot@gmail.com, episode 124. Let's see who wins that really cool prize next week. All right. Good stuff. I think it's time to move on. Mm-hmm. Let's close this puppy. Mm-hmm. Okay. If you take away everything that happened in the pre-show, all right, I hope you enjoyed from the beginning of the actual podcast to now. Lots of good information, lots of good fun. Hopefully whet your appetite to go out and get that free app, GCC, and go pick it out and try it. It's free. What's it going to wait? It's a lot of fun, and you're going to get a lot of value out of this. I guarantee it, especially if you're thinking about people, if you're into puzzles, whether creating or solving.
Pig Latin.
And Pig Latin. If you want to learn Pig Latin and Morse code, this is the one for you. Easy. Just saying. Okay, so we hope you enjoyed that. Please consider becoming my watch is buzzing like off the charts because of all the people going for it. Please consider becoming a patron. Definitely need the monies, especially when it's coming towards the end of the year, to help keep us going. It's your show. You guys help literally help us keep this going because we can't do it on our own, and we need you. If it weren't
for you, we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that. So please keep the ball rolling and send those monies in. We greatly appreciate it. And finally, tell other geocachers about this craziness that wife Amy and I do each and every week. We love doing this. We love entertaining you fine folks. We love giving information out to geocaching because it is the best activity on the planet when it comes out to social media, when it comes to fun, when it comes to family, when it comes to just getting outdoors and doing stuff. This is the one that you want to get involved with. Please let them know about the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. All right, Miss Amy, let's close this out.
All right. Want to thank our sponsors, cash-advance.com and coinsandpins.com. Want to thank Andy HeadHardHat Smith, and thanks to everyone watching in the chat room. Please keep those comments coming in. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, we don't want sad Amy, and we can't rely on Memphis Mafia every week. So please send in your milestones. I don't care if you found a lamppost. Let us know. We'll tell other people. Tell us your milestones. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us about subjects. Send us pictures, whatever. We don't want sad Amy. Personally, I really don't want sad Amy. I'm just saying. So please send in your feedback. We need it, and send a lot. Send more than one if you can, because that way I can stack them up and in the following weeks. Save them and use them. So thank you so much for that. Thank for everybody in the chat room. Man, we have got a group and a half that always comes in, has a good time, whether we are giving them dead air or not.
Yeah, dude,
they're having fun. And that's the part of the community. We don't need to be here because they can entertain themselves in there. We're just kind of like there for the fun. But really, well, thank you so much. We've got geocachers from around the planet. We love having you each and every week, and it's part of that community that just keeps us going and just makes this so much fun. Thank you, chat room, for everything you do. All right. Thank you especially to wife Amy. She was really not wanting to go on the show tonight. She was dead tired, and she did it anyways. Thank you so much. Thank you to Taz427 for sticking in there, whether we had technical difficulties or not. We'll get Taz on the show some other time as well.
Yep.
So thank you so much. Have a great one. We'll see you next week on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another spine-tingling, technically challenged rundown of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast. Oy vey, LEK, or something. Anyways, see you out on the trails, folks. Bye-bye. No, I have no idea what that means. Okay. Please be sure to join us each and every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time for another episode of the GeoSnippits Reboot Podcast right here on the GeoSnippits website at www.geosnippits.com. A video version of our show is available on YouTube, and the audio version is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Blueberry, the Tech Podcast Network, and many of your favorite podcasters. We love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at... Why did that do that? It stopped playing. This would not be a show. I didn't touch a thing. And it stopped. Anyways, we love hearing from our viewers and listeners, so please leave your feedback by emailing us at gsreboot@gmail.com. Hum, honey, hum. Visit us to our social media site or contact us via our voicemail line at 919-341-9519. Or to the chat room, hum, somebody. Or visit our website, send voicemail tab. GeoSnippits Reboot is a HeadHardHat production and is produced by Amy and Andy Smith. This show is copyright 2015 by Andrew T. Smith. All rights reserved. Yeehaw! Yep. And we are out of here. Bye-bye, folks. Woo! All right, well, there you go.
Wow.
Didn't touch a thing. What the heck? And it just stopped. That's amazing. All right. Obviously, we've got some things, and that's the iPad, too. It's not even cooked up to anything. We got some things to fix, folks. Thank you for stopping on by. We had a great time. Holy cow. I'll tell you what, this is just all part of the fun. And we're glad you're here for the ride or the train wreck or the ride into the train wreck or whatever. Thank you for stopping on by. Have a great one. Have a safe one. And we will see you next week. We hope. Bye, folks.